having a beautiful, wonderful day on this Thursday morning. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Topic of discussion. My money matters. What does that mean to me? Is that when you start to take my tax dollars and or any form of my money and doing what y'all want to do with it, I got a problem with it. So yes, my money matters. And that's why I'm so glad that right now, as we see, things are being a lot more exposed than what we're used to. We're watching a lot more people, government, being checked. All the money that we've been seeing wasted. And this is not just since the Joe Biden era. This probably been going on longer than we could possibly remember. And I always look back and I think about how many people in my lifetime have I heard complaining about paying taxes. Oh, I don't like paying taxes. I'm sick of paying taxes. That's all they do is waste our tax money. That's all they do is waste our tax money. Over the years, I cannot count how many people, along with myself, who have complained about paying taxes. And and complained about where the money was going. Over the years, I can't count how many times. And I guarantee you that if you work in America, I can't speak for no other country, I'm only speaking for America. If you work and you live in America and you pay taxes and you see where the money is going, whether you Democrat or Republican, you can't possibly say you've been okay with every way you see it going and where they spend it at. You can't possibly be okay with that. While you trying to go work, pay your bills, manage your life, you're watching government do everything they can do to save another country. Meanwhile, you at your house and you drowning. You're drowning in debt. Your money's being just squandered away. They just sucking you dry. And yet, they got money to take care of all these other countries. And I can't understand why anybody would be okay with that if you're an American citizen. I have no problem with helping somebody. I really don't. But I don't believe in helping somebody if we're not taking care of home first. And too many times you hear stories about what happens to people in America and it gets ignored. And then you still see this very same government take the American citizens, taxpayer, who they a lot of times refuse to help, send that money to another country, do all of this to help another country, go fight other countries' wars, protect other countries here and protect other countries there. Meanwhile, we have all of these issues over here. We have all of these problems over here. And a lot of these politicians have done nothing to help with that situation. But now that we're in a situation where we got a president who is literally trying to make America great by putting America first, and I watching these other politicians getting bent out of shape because now their pockets are being affected as opposed to just the taxpayers. And that's why they pissed, because their pockets right now are being affected. All of these politicians that y'all see publicly out there standing against all of this that's happening, you best know that that's why they pissed off, because it's coming out of their pockets and they don't like it. Their pockets about to be drained and they don't like it. That's where that's coming from. There's nowhere in the world you could possibly be upset or possibly be mad about somebody trying to take care of American citizens, trying to put American citizens first, trying to make sure that American citizens' taxpayer money is being by far more spent back into the country to help the country and to look out for those that are in the country. Then they are looking for everybody else all the way across the board in all these other countries. You can't possibly tell me you okay with that if you're an American citizen and you work your behind off in this country. Now, you might have a hate or disrespect or a hate for Trump, or a hate for Elon, or a hate for some of the Republican Party, or whatever case may be. But but you can't possibly tell me, you can lie and tell me that, but you can't possibly tell me that you okay with the way that the government has been spending our tax dollars over the years. Meanwhile, when you go ride down the street or when you go into certain parts of the cities and stuff like that, it's destructive. It's off the roof a mess. What's up, Angel? Dump Trump. It ain't gonna happen. Not over here anyway. I'm good. I'm good with it. I'm glad we got the president we got. It ain't no dump Trump over here. Over here. I'm glad I have never seen so much information given to American citizens in my life. I can't count how much they are just talking and letting you know exactly what government is doing. We have never seen that prior to right now. They'll throw out some little hits and bits and pieces of it, but they never tell you on this scale what's going on in government. But most people, they'll listen to everything else, but they won't actually go and watch the press conferences and what the actual Trump team is actually saying publicly. They'll listen to someone else tell them and try to interpret what's going on as opposed to listen to what they're saying publicly. And that's the reason why they get emotionally involved as opposed to looking at it from an intellectual perspective. What Trump is doing right now is best for the country, whether you like it or not. If you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. And there's no way you can be... These politicians over the years have been doing this over and over again. They have been looking out for their people. The Democratic Party is the biggest corporate of them all. And I know people think, but I go at them hard and I'm going to continue on until they adjust their behavior and put American citizens first. That's where I'm at. He's not draining the swamp with my money. My money good. As a matter of fact, ever since he won this election, my money has gotten better. And that's real talk. I don't know about nobody else. But I understand this system, and I was prepared for it when he won. And for me, my money got better. But my thing is this, is that you have to understand how this system works. And if you don't understand how the system works, and you keep listening to these politicians who don't even know, I know it's going, and guess what? It's probably going to go higher. And if you watch any of my older videos, I told people that it's not going to be an overnight fix because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris has done by far more damage than they're actually telling. It's horrible. That's why I told people that the feds are not going to be able to fix this one the way they talking about fixing it. Usually the feds step in, raise interest rates, and that's how they fight inflation. That's not going to work this time because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the Biden administration has done so much damage that they have not told nobody. That's why I knew 100% when Trump got in office, this was going to take a long time fix. For somebody else, yeah, they don't understand. They don't even know how the economy works. They talk all that stuff. I know. And I knew it. I said this almost a year or so ago. It's not going to be fixed overnight. It's going to take everything that Trump was talking about in his campaign. He's going to have to pretty much accomplish almost everything that he's doing in order for you to see the difference. So you're not going to see a difference probably for about a year. I'm going to be honest with you. Because it's that bad. But nobody's holding the Biden administration accountable for what they did. And the fact that they're finding all this stolen money tells me why we in a situation even more than what I thought. None of what I see surprises me because I already know what was coming. I was prepared for what was coming. Because everybody else, this and that, and that, they hated Trump all the day. They hated this, they hated that, and they got emotionally involved. They wasn't looking from an intellectual nor financial standpoint. They just, once the Democrat get y'all riled up and get everybody involved, emotionally invested, and then they sucker you out. And you can't tell me one place a Democrat run is doing well. And I keep waiting for it. And nobody's telling me nothing. Why? Because the Democrats are the big thieves. Support that all y'all want to, but they're the big thieves. They are the ones going around doing what they're doing. And that's why they're the ones out there protesting, and they're the ones out there having all of these rallies and stuff to try to come against what's happening right now because they're the thieves. Nobody will be mad at the government being audited unless you stealing money, unless you crooked, unless you're corrupt. So anybody that's not corrupt wouldn't even care. They're not going to worry about it. Oh, go ahead, audit it. I don't care. Do what y'all do. That might find something to help. Y'all might find something to help the taxpayers all together. But now that all of this stuff is being exposed, they don't like it. They having a fit because there's a good chance some of them might end up, to me, all of them should go to jail. But they might end up in jail. Because this is the damage that they've been doing over the years. They have gotten so comfortable in their corruption that they almost think that they're supposed to be that way. They think it's supposed to be that way. I ain't gonna say almost. They think it's supposed to be that way. And when that gets disrupted, they be like, oh, wait, that's why they all shook right now. Don't take a rocket scientist to figure out what's going on with them. They all shook up. Why? Because they worried about how much more they're going to find. They're the ones mad. The United States citizens that work every single day, this is probably going to be the best time you've had in a long time as far as your money go. It's just going to take time. If you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. It's just going to take time. This whole movement is going to take time. That's why I prepared myself and I did what I was supposed to do. And that's why I tell people, if you haven't prepared yourself and invested and use your money smartly and wisely and not go out here and spend every time you get a nickel, you're going to be a victim to this system every single time. There is no complication to how this thing works. You're either going to be on the victim side of it or you're going to be on the beneficiary side of it. And if every time you get a nickel in your pocket or a dime in your pocket or a dollar in your pocket and you on the spending side of that, guess what? You're going to always be a victim of it. But if you're on the side of, okay, I'm going to use some of my money, but I'm going to also get my money to work for me and I'm going to prepare and make more of my money to work for me, now you're on the beneficiary side. And that's real talk. I laugh when I hear people say, oh, the banks won't do this and the banks won't do that. I don't leave money in banks. I don't. And I'm not telling people what to do with their money. But I'm talking about me right now. And no, I'm not rich. But one thing I don't do is I don't leave a bunch of money in banks. Anytime I got free money, it gets invested. Anytime I got money that's not allocated to something, it's going to get invested. Some type of way. I'm going to find a way to make that money to make me money. There's nothing complicated about it. It's nothing complicated. But you know what? As long as you keep listening to the Democratic Party and the stuff that they spew out of their mouth, you're going to always be a victim to it because they never teach you how to become independent. What they want you to do is rely on government. Why? Because that's how they control you. They want you to rely on government, not find a way to be independent of it. They don't even want you to have your own money. They want you to be taxed out of the game, take all your money, and then they want to hand you something and say, this is what you have to do with it. They don't want to let you have your own money so you can decide what happens to it. They want to control your money so you can do what they want you to do with it. And if they can't control you that way, they try to control you another way. Oh, we don't want you to have gas in your house, so we want to force you to have electric stoves. We don't want you to be able to drive gas cars. We want to force you to have electric cars. That's the Democratic Party because they're the party of communists. They think they're rulers and kings. They forgot that the United States is about we the people. And that's exactly what you see in this administration right now, giving the people back the power they're supposed to have. And everything isn't going higher. It's just some stuff is going to go higher. Like I heard people complaining about, oh, egg prices are going up, but they never talked about the fact that Joe Biden administration had over 100 million animals, chickens slaughtered to try to make sure that everything that when Trump get in office, everything will be more expensive. Eggs will be more expensive. But they won't talk about that. They won't talk about the fact that Joe Biden administration that pumped all of this money into all of these companies that already had billions of dollars, but they keep talking about that Trump is going to look out for the billionaires. Meanwhile, they're the ones been looking out for the billionaires the whole time. That's why I tell people, pay attention to the stock market. It'll tell you everything you need to know. Joe Biden and Biden administration have been pumping billions of dollars into these semiconductor companies, who they probably all had shares of, along with their cronies. They was pumping billions of dollars into these semiconductor companies, who their cronies, their buddies, and them, more likely them too, all have stock in. But now that ship is selling, and they knew it was coming. They all knew that semiconductor money was going to come to a halt. And if you look at the stock prices of semiconductors, look how much it dropped. Some of it's coming back, but look how much it dropped since Trump got into office. They knew Trump was going to win. Why? Because they knew that money was going to eventually get cut off. If you want to know where the money going, follow Wall Street. But no, they not mad at that. Democrats ain't mad at that. That's why all of these Democratic politicians are so wealthy now. They don't live off their paychecks like they make you do. They don't live off of them. They all wealthy now because they've been stealing and screwing American citizens all this time. But now they want to recruit y'all. Now they're trying to recruit, especially the black community. They want you to get emotionally involved again to try to help fight their fight so they can go back to stealing from you again. That's what they're trying to do now. That's why they out there doing it. They're trying to get you riled up emotionally, just like they did with Black Lives Matter. They want to, tear it up, tear it up. They had y'all out here tearing up the cities, and now all where you live at tore up. Because they got you emotionally involved. And where did any of that benefit the black community? Besides, I ain't gonna say benefit, but look at how many jobs were lost in their areas because all of those businesses either left, got destroyed, burnt down. They said, we're not putting it back. All of the jobs that left the black community because they told y'all to tear it up. And meanwhile, Black Lives Matter came into over $60 million and did nothing for the black community that they said mattered. No, they went out there and bought mansions with the money that they funneled out of from this bull crap they were doing. And now they're trying to get you emotionally involved again. Now they want to pay attention to the black community. What happened to the black community the last 4 years Joe Biden been in office? Now y'all want their attention again because y'all need them to get them emotionally involved because you know that's what's going to happen. They're going to get emotionally involved. Not intellectually, emotionally. They're going to get you mad. Tell you a whole bunch of bull crap that is lies and it's not even truth. But they want to spin it in a way to get you emotionally involved. And the next thing you know, y'all out there tearing up again. And then watch what happened after the fact. The Democratic Party going to go back to doing what they doing. Which is ripping up the very people they keep saying they serve and they not serving them. The Democratic Party has not done anything good for the black community in all the years the black community been supporting them. And Hispanic. I'm not going to say just black. I mean, there is some, white people that support them. There's some black people that support them. And there's some Hispanic. The only reason why I'm pointing out the fact that the black community is because financially, black and Hispanics are the ones that are making it less. But we supported that party the most. You rarely can get black people to vote Republican. Majority of black people vote Democrat. And I just don't understand why. You tell me how does it benefit the black community to vote Democrat? Financially, we are at the bottom of the pay scale. But we still voting Democrat. You on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. And that's what I want to know sometimes. I hear it, but we're on the lowest end of that totem pole. But yet we keep voting for Democrat. Right now, they got everybody, a lot of these black community, especially the females, unfortunately, 92% of them voted for Kamala Harris. 92% of the black women that voted for Kamala Harris. They voted for one of the dumbest people in politics, by far. They voted for somebody that has zero substance. Kamala Harris, zero substance. That's who they voted for. Because you know why? Because they got them emotionally involved, and that's how they voted, based on their emotions. They did not look at it from an intellectual perspective. They got them emotionally involved. Oh, they trying to take away women's rights. We want to protect women's rights and women's health and women's this. The Democratic Party ain't concerned about your health. They want you to kill your baby. That's what they wanted you to do. That's why they were promoting it. They want you to off your black baby so there don't be no more black children. That's what the Democratic Party was doing. That's why you saw what you saw. That's why they had it at their convention. Because that's what they wanted to offer black community. We wanted to offer you a way to off your baby so there don't be no more black babies. That's what they offer the black community. And if somehow or another that black baby survive, we're going to offer you some marijuana so your black baby stay high and unmotivated. That's what the Democratic Party, Kamala Harris campaign was offering the black community. And they fell for it. They fell for it. And then they mad at Trump because he overturned Roe v. Wade. Well, if he want more black children and he wants to make it harder to have an abortion, that means that we're going to see more black children. So why would somebody who y'all call racist want to do that? Why would he want to make it harder to have abortions when he know that 40% of the abortions is going to come through the black community? What's up, Joe? How you doing? God bless you. They know that 40% of the abortions is going to come through the black community. So if Trump didn't like black people, why would he try to make abortion complicated or harder or stop it altogether? That's against his move. If he's a racist don't want to see more black babies. They want to see more. They want you to off that black baby. So why would him as a so-called racist, which y'all keep saying he is for a lot of them, want to get rid of abortion or make it hard if he wanted to get off the black baby? That don't make sense. That's working against your movement. But if I did not want more black babies, then I'm going to promote abortion so that more black babies won't survive the womb. That's what the Democratic Party do. That's why I know that they're the party of the KKK. Because that's what they do. They promote destruction amongst the black community. That's why they promote it the way they promote it. They put the type of music that they put. That's why they put abortion, drug, alcohol, and everything, and they promote it so that you can self-destruct. This is the Democratic Party. That's why our TV shows are made that way. That's why everything you see as it relates to black community is always that type of 95% of the stuff that we watch that's so-called black is that type of way. We don't have no more Cosby shows. We don't have no more different world shows. Those type of shows are not promoted anymore. They want you to self-destruct. And this is what the Democratic Party has been promoting over and over. Why? Because they're the party of the KKK. Just because they got a few black, it's because it's got some black faces don't mean nothing. In front of it, the vast majority of the Democratic Party is white. The vast majority of the Democratic Party is white, not black. But they need the black people in order for them to win the election. What's up, Donald? How you doing? God bless you. God bless you. But they need the black vote in order to win elections. They can't win without them. But you can't sit there and tell me that what you see as far as the Democratic Party as it relates to the black community is okay. They don't promote nothing else but the destruction in the black community. That's what the Democratic Party has been offering. When Kamala Harris up there and she got up there, oh, we're going to offer black men a way to open up a marijuana store. Oh my goodness. It's almost unbelievable. At the DNC again, they had an abortion clinic right outside. So that's get high and off your baby. That's what they were doing. Get high and off your baby. That's it. They offered you nothing. And then they want you to go, oh, well, we'll give you a loan to open it up. To open up your marijuana business. Now you want me to go in debt, get high, and off my baby. How is that beneficial to the black? How is any one of those things beneficial to the black community? But if you lower my taxes, if you lower energy costs, That's two things that will affect every community along with the black community. Why? Because you'll have more money in your pocket. If you stop taxing my overtime and you stop taxing my tips, because a lot of black people, unlike just like any other race, work in these type of fields. That will give me more money to be able to do with my money what I want to do. Yeah, gas prices are still up, and they're going to be up for a while. What's up, LSI? LS1. How you doing? God bless you. God bless you. Yeah, gas prices are up and still high, and they're going to be up there. We're not going to see gas prices come down probably for the minimum 6 months. I'm being real talk about that. At minimum 6 months. And I already knew that. I was not expecting gas prices to come down once he won this election. I did not. I already knew better than that. That right there is going to take time. Number one, you got to give out more permits for drilling. Number one, like you got to actually give out more permits to drill. Then you got to go find that oil and you got to go dig it and you got to produce it. You got to refine it, do all this other stuff that's involved with that. So you got to ramp it up first. And hopefully you exceed the demand to the point where you start storing it. Once you start storing that gas and you got plenty of it, then you can bring down the price of it. Now, I mean, I'm not talking about every single detail, but I already knew that. But again, Donald, that depends on where you live. I already knew that. I'm trying to tell you, I already knew that. I did not expect gas prices to come down or do anything but. And that, just so you know, you might want to go back and check why it went up too. Because I already know why, but I'm not going to get into it because I know how you are. You don't. I know how much you don't like some of the stuff I say, but I know exactly why it went up. They did it to make sure it went up right when Trump won this election, right before Trump won this election. They knew exactly what they were doing. They just like the price of eggs went up because they had all of those chickens slaughtered to make sure that the cost of eggs go up. They knew exactly what they were doing before Trump got in there. Just like they authorized Ukraine to use long-range missiles to push that war and to further the hope to make sure that Trump did not have a chance to negotiate it to fix it as fast as he said he was going to fix it. I know exactly what they were doing. I'm not sure about that. I don't know nothing about Twitch streamers. I don't know what that is. I can't even speak on it. Sorry, I can't even speak on it. So I already knew gas was going to go up since he took office. So I already knew, and I seen exactly what the Biden administration did right before it happened. So they knew exactly what they were doing because they wanted to cause as much destruction as they possibly could before Trump got in office. They did a whole lot of stuff that they did not tell American citizens that they were doing because they don't tell you what they're doing. They hide that part. But, it's like I said, we'll see what happens 6 months from now because I had to give it the minimum 6 months. And the other thing is that gas prices when he got in office was not his top priority. His top priority was that border. Philadelphia. His top priority was the border. That's what he ran on. That border was his top priority. Gas prices, inflation, all of that stuff was a part of that too. But the number one thing he was supposed to do when he got in office was to go after that border and close it down. We get oil from more places than just Canada, though. He wants to get it from home. Not just Canada, from home. But, here's the thing. A lot of times, I'm going to be honest with you, I never gave Trump as much credit intellectually as I do now. Yeah, I get what you're saying, trade wars, and we're going to see it. I didn't give Trump as much credit. I give him more credit now than I did when I first started him because I realized that he plays chess with a lot of stuff. And I never read his book. So a lot of people say you should read his book, and I probably should go read it. But I realized that he outsmarts a lot of people. He's like 5 steps ahead of people when he throws something out, and I'm like, what in the world is he talking about? But then down the stretch, you're like, oh, that's what he's talking about. But sometimes initially it don't even make sense to me. And I'm like, where's he going with that? That's why he won that election the way he did. That's exactly why he won the way he did. He knew that these idiots was going to be emotionally involved, and he played right up against them. He would say something, they'd come back at him, and then they turn out looking like liars again. He keeps doing the same thing to them, and they still haven't learned. But like I said, Donald, I'm hoping. I mean, no, like I said, nothing in life is guaranteed. But when I look at as far as gas prices go, I know what's involved in that, and I know what he's got to do to get it down. But bringing down gas prices is only one aspect of the game of lowering the cost of that. Lowering, you got, number one, you can't just go in there and lower taxes. You got to find that money first. I'm not making excuses for Trump. I voted for Trump, so I'm supposed to support the person I voted for. And I'm not making excuses. I already knew 100% that it was going to take a while to get these gas prices down. It don't matter who you are in office, whether it's Trump or not. But I know what they did before he got there. I know exactly what they did before he got there. Oh, I've been critical of Trump. If I seen something that I didn't like. Now, here's my point to that. When Trump was talking about, and I said it in my video, when Trump was talking about interest rates, because he was upset because Powell wouldn't lower the interest rates. And I said, I disagree with Trump. I said it in my live. I said, nope, I disagree with him. Okay, I'll try. I said, nope. I said, I have to agree with Jerome Powell on this one. I don't agree with Trump on this one. I said, Trump is wrong in that. I said, I think the Feds did the right thing by pausing interest rates. That's exactly what I said. And then eventually Trump came back later on and he said, after the fact, I think that the Feds did the right thing. But initially Trump was like, no, he wanted them to rate lower them. And he was upset about it. And I said, no, I don't agree with Trump. I agree with Jerome Powell. I think the right thing to do is to pause the interest rates because you don't know, based on what Trump's decision is going to make, how it's going to affect the economy. So the right thing to do, Jerome Powell, is to pause interest rate, give it some time, see what this administration is doing, look at the decisions that they make, how it's affecting the economy, and then you can better assess whether you need to lower it or raise it. That's what I said. And I know Trump is not perfect. But if I see something that's off, that's the game over. And it's the same thing when it comes to gun control. Let Trump get up there any moment. And I'm not saying he has, but let him get up there any moment and start talking about banning guns and stuff like that. I will flip the script on Trump real quick. I am a Second Amendment advocate 100%. And if Trump ever came out and started talking about we need to gun control, and I'm not saying reasonable gun control, and I don't believe in no such thing as gun control as a whole. But if he start talking sideways as it relates to gun control, where to the point where I'm like, what are you talking about? I will flip the script on Trump real quick, and I'll be the biggest hater of them all. Because I believe in the Second Amendment 100%. I believe that no government should be able to tell you what type of weapon you can have or not have. Because the government they're not supposed to tell me, I'm supposed to tell government. So I don't believe in no gun laws, no gun control. I don't think the government should know what you have, how many you have, what type you have, none of that. As it relates to firearms. Because at the end of the day, our United States Constitution was written in a way that they should not know. It says this right shall not be infringed. So when they start talking about gun laws, I am totally against them. Every last one. Every single one. So that's where that is my number one stance as it relates to politics. Now, I want our money to be right. I want people to be able to live better. I want them to have more freedom in their finance. I want all of that. But I don't trust nobody in government to the point where you start talking about guns. Oh, now you're trying to tell me I don't trust y'all. And I know that the government should be under some type of threat. And the threat that they should be under is the fact that the United States citizens can keep and bear arms, and we can form a militia just in case we have to take down government. And when Joe Biden got up there and said, oh, you're going to need F-15s to be able to do that, that was, to me, was a threat to humanity, American citizens. So what part of the Constitution that Trump had, that you have a problem with, that Trump tried to change? Donald, that Trump, tell me what part of the Constitution that Trump is not following. As it relates to the Constitution. Because I know they kept trying to spin the one, or he's trying to get rid of the birthright. First of all, that birthright wasn't for that. The way they trying to use that birthright, it wasn't for that. That was for slaves. That 14th Amendment was for slaves. Because they was trying to make sure slaves didn't be able to become United States citizens. That wasn't for illegal immigrants coming over here having kids. That was for the slaves. So that they can get rights right here in America. And like I said before, let Trump flip the script on that one. I'll be one of Trump's biggest haters. Nope, I'll flip on him real quick. Mess with that right, free speech, my right to keep bear arms, because those two is the biggest effect of the rest of them. But when Joe Biden got up there on that stage and he said, oh, you're going to need F-15s to take on the government, to me, at that point, the United States military should have went in and removed him from office, because that was a threat to the citizens of America. I don't understand why that didn't happen, but that's what it should have happened. The minute he stood on that stage and said that out of his mouth, you would need this to take on the government, the military should have went in and removed him from office. Because you just threatened the citizens with weapons of America. And nobody's mad at that. He got up on stage and threatened the citizens of America with F-15 fighter jets. Yes, birthright citizenship. That was for the slaves. That was not for people that come over here legally and have a baby and then now they got the rights. No. That birthright citizenship is not for illegal immigrants. Birthright citizenship, when you go look at when it was established, it was for slaves. Back in slavery, when they were slaves, wanted to become citizens of America. That's what that was. It had nothing to do with illegal immigrants coming over here and having a baby. They swung that one in. Yes, it is. The Second Amendment is for everything. Every weapon out there, not just machine guns. It's for everything. That's why they did not name the weapon. It's for knives, guns, tanks, weapons, airplanes, anything. That's why they said arms. The right to keep and bear arms, to protect yourself from a tyrannical government. It has nothing to do with just a gun. So in my perspective, when I look at that, if you got the money and you got the ability to purchase a tank, you should be able to purchase it. Because that way you be able to fight against tyrannical government. They got them. And they used our money to get them. I don't care if it was a machine gun. That's why they didn't name machine guns. You're not making sense, Donald. That's why they didn't. Guess what? There was a whole lot of stuff wasn't back then. But guess what? That's why they didn't name specifics. They didn't name muskies. Because that's what was then back then. Because they understood that at some point things would advance. So Donald, so you don't think you should have the right to keep and bear on whatever type of weapon that you want? So you don't think that American citizens should have the right to keep and bear on any type of weapon that they want? And if so, why not? You trust government? So you don't think the American citizens should be able to have machine guns? That's my question to you is, do you think American citizens should have some machine guns? That way we can get some clarity of where your stance at. Like, how far into the Second Amendment are you? Because my perspective might be different from someone else's. I'm one that don't trust people on that scale. Where I totally put all my trust in it. I see how people can. Oh, okay. So now we have a little more clarity. And I have more clarity of where you stand. Because I'm the same way. And like I said, it doesn't matter. Let Trump, if Trump flipped the script on that one, believe me when I tell you, I will flip the script on him. Real quick. But so far, with him trying to get constitutional carry, which honestly, I don't think you need that neither. I think you should have the right to keep and bear on wherever way you go. Yeah, I don't believe in birthright citizenship. Unless you've been in this country and you did it the right way. That's it. So when you start talking about birthright citizenship, if you came over here legal the right way and you came into this country and had kids, you're a citizen. I'm 100% with that. But if you came over here illegally and you have kids, I'm not for that. I don't think that that's the same. Oh, okay. All right. I get it. Like I said, I don't believe in it. Just because if somebody came over here legally and you have a kid, nope, you and your kid go back where y'all came from. That's where my stance is at. Unless you came over here the right way. If you came over here and you got vetted in the right way and you have a kid, I'm okay with that birthright citizenship. I'm not okay with someone coming over here legally and just so they can have a baby and try to, no, you and the baby go back. That's where I'm at. I disagree with that. But everybody had the same. How is Doge breaking your right to privacy? How is Doge breaking? I mean, I want to know this one. Because I'm going to be honest with you, there's a whole lot more people that have access to your information, by far more than Doge. And they don't have that type of access that the media keep talking about. But, you know. Yes, it is. It's hey, what's up, Joyce? How you doing? God bless you. It's exposing wasteful spending. That's what it's for. So, all right, so you say having a private company do it. But my question to you, Donald, is, so you want the government to audit the government? Because if you use government to audit the government, that's like a criminal going after another criminal. Where's the no honesty is that? Now, I don't know. So I get what your point is, having a private, but what's wrong with that? I think an outsider should do it. That's why I'm glad that he went in there and did it. I think an outsider should do it. And he's doing it personally for free. Now, I know the other people around him getting paid to do the job. But my thing is, that's who you need to audit the government. An outsider. It's not unconstitutional, Donald. I know you might think that, but it's not. Who voted for Trump? So, Donald, who won the election? Trump did, right? He ran on this while he was running his election. So you said you for the Constitution, right? People that voted for Trump knew exactly what Trump was going to do when he got in there. He said in his election that he was going to have Doge ordered it by Elon Musk. So this is not a surprise to the voters of Trump. So my point is, he's doing exactly what the voters asked for. He let us know. We voted for him. He's doing what we asked him to do. So it's not a surprise to the voter, and that's part of the Constitution. So what he's doing is not against the Constitution. He's our commander-in-chief. We voted him in office based on what he ran on. So right now he's doing exactly what he ran on. Now the people that didn't vote for him might not like it, but he's doing exactly what we voted for. That's not unconstitutional. That's right. But if he would have went in there and started doing something that we did not vote for, then he would be unconstitutional. Because here's the thing, Donald. Exactly. So, and my thing is this, when you start talking about privacy, how much privacy do you believe you really have in America? Very, very little. Here's my point to that. Before we had all this social media, if you wanted to find out somebody's phone number, you went into a phone book. How did that information get there? Because I know most people did not volunteer to put their information in the phone book. But yet it was there. Your name, your phone number, and your address. The only way you knew you had to go in and actually have it removed so they wouldn't put it in there. So people that say that 9 times out of 10 don't even go to make sure that their stuff is private. This ain't no new condition. And my thing is this. I'd rather have somebody audit the government that has nothing to gain by it than to have somebody audit the government that has all as much to gain by it. And my thing is this, you're going to have to somewhat trust somebody to do it. I don't want government auditing itself because that ain't going to help nothing. So I'm going to go get one corrupt government official to audit the other corrupt government official. No, you need an outsider. You're supposed to have an outsider. If I'm running a business, my business, and the government sends somebody else to audit me in my business, do you think the government's going to let me audit my own business? No. They're going to send somebody else from the government to audit my business. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Joyce. So if you audit me, if the government audits me, they're not going to let me audit myself. It's not an invasion. Donald, if you feel as though that's an invasion into your privacy, then you should go remove and make sure that you protect your own privacy. But my thing is this, you need to go look at what they have access to and what they don't. They only have access to a certain amount. They don't have access to the stuff that people think they have access to. And my thing is this, you talking about Elon Musk. Probably one of the smartest people in America. What in the world do you think Elon Musk is going to gain by your information? He's already a billionaire. He's already got money. None of us have the type of money that he has. So if Elon Musk was going in there to audit me, to try to take something that I have or to my information, every law expert, I don't believe the people that you talk about, let them have a conversation with me and I guarantee you it will not go the way they talk. Here's my point to that. You listen to the side that you listen to. I listen to the side that I listen to. The people that so-called professionals are bought and paid for, so I don't want to hear nothing they got to say. Because here's my point. I go get it if I get audited, like I said, they're going to get in, the government's going to be an outsider. And the money that they're not looking at, you're right, Joyce, and this is my point. They're not looking at your paycheck, your little bit of money. They're looking at contracts. Big money. They not going, if I was getting a check from the government, it would be what? I don't even know. Let's say I was getting a check from the government to $2,000. Why would they waste their time going after me, looking at my little $2,000 a month, when they can go look at a $50 billion deal? We never know what they're looking at, Donald. None of us know. And that's my whole point. I get what you're saying about Elon Musk, but you're not talking about the fact that all of this stuff is there. The people that do have access to it and stealing it. So you trust those type of thieves more? Right, Joyce. You know what I'm saying? Like, what access to this privacy can Elon Musk possibly gain by that? He don't care about y'all a little bit of money. He be like, man, he probably gonna look at that and say, that man need help. That's my point. He has nothing to gain by this. And you can only go by what they say and what you see them do. And you got to give that time. And my thing is this, I don't trust, I've seen more corruption from the Joe Biden administration and the Democratic Party by far more than any of them. So if anybody, I would not trust it to be them. I'm not going to make up a reason to not trust somebody until they give me a real reason not to trust them. If somebody says to me, oh, you know, I'm not going to go by what somebody else say. It's just like me. And I got a buddy of mine, and he said, man, I don't like that person. And I'm like, well, why? Well, because da, 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 da. All right, so am I supposed to just not like that person because my buddy said not like that person? They didn't do nothing to me. Now I might have my antennas up and say, okay, maybe there's some legitimacy to what he's saying. But I'm not just supposed to pick up the hate for that person just because someone else says so. You got to give me you got to give me a reason. And so far, since they've been in office, I haven't had a real reason to say they're crooks and liars and thieves. Crooks and liars and thieves don't expose this type of stuff. Rather, they're right about it or wrong about it. Well, you keep saying excuse makers. What excuses? Everything that Trump said, he said he was going to go after the illegal immigrants. Ain't that what he doing? He said he's going to go shut down that border. Ain't that what he's doing? He said he was going to expose government corruption. Ain't that what he's doing? He said he's going to be the most transparent president we've ever had. Ain't that what he's doing? I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that's what it is. That's what it is. He's doing exactly what I voted for. That's not an excuse. Is he going to do everything 100% right? Hell no. Not at all. Democrats have always compromised my privacy. They ones invading. By far. Okay, so all right. So George Soros having access to your information doesn't bother you? And all these other unelected bureaucrats on the Democratic side that have the same access to this stuff, none of that bothers you? Exactly. Joyce, exactly right. And I didn't get to that point, but I was getting there. My point is, Joe Biden hired 80,000 IRS agents to go after your rights, to look at your information, to look at your life. And what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris said before they did it was they were going to go after billionaires. They said, oh, we want to go after the wealthy and the billionaires, right? That's what they said. So why would you need 80,000 people, IRS agents, to go after less than 800 people? Those IRS agents was going after you and your privacy, to rule over your life, to scrutinize your life. That's what it was for. And that's the reason why Trump is getting rid of them. That's the reason why he's cutting all of that out. Because it's an invasion on your life. But nobody on the Democratic side was mad at any of that. That was okay. I wasn't okay with it. I was mad about it. I said, that ain't what he's doing. He's going after citizens. The minute he mentioned it, I said, that's not for the wealthy. That's not for the wealthy. That's for citizens. But my point is, if when Trump got in office, he's removing them. He removed them all. He's removing them all. And they still fighting against that. So my point, but you're not understanding that. Then it's not proving my point, Donald, because here's my point. They were hired by the government to go after you. They was paid by the government to go after you. Elon Musk is not getting paid. And they're not going after citizens. Nothing that Elon Musk has done right now is going after everyday citizens. What they're doing right now is going after government contracts and big businesses. That $280 billion that they sent to these chip makers, that has nothing to do with you. That's to the chip makers on Wall Street and all of these chip making companies like Rio Tinto and stuff like that. What does that have to do with you personally? Are you going to get the stuff that they make with these chips for free? No. That billions and billions of dollars that Joe Biden and them sent to these pharmaceutical companies, we okay with that? Why they forced it down your throat to do it? I'm not talking in circles. I don't know why you don't. Everybody else is talking and understand what I'm saying except for you. I'm not talking in circles. I'm responding to what you say. No one else is questioning what I'm saying, because clearly, Donald, you wasn't paying attention to none of Trump, what he was saying in his campaign. You probably didn't want to hear it. You probably didn't want to care about it, but you didn't pay attention to nothing that he was saying in his campaign. That's why the Trump people that voted for Trump is not surprised by anything they see right now. The only people surprised about it is the Democrats and people that didn't pay attention to his campaign. But if you watch his campaign and you watch his rallies and you see what he said and you seen it all of that and you watch it from beginning to end, you know exactly what he was going to do. You okay with it? I'm happy that he's doing it. I'm happy that we got somebody in office that's actually cleaning up government. I don't care. Listen, something is wrong. But there's two different situations. The 80,000 agents was not going after big businesses. Those 80,000 IRS agents was not going after big business. They wasn't going after contracts. They wasn't going after nothing that Elon Musk is going after. They were going after the citizens. Elon Musk is not going after the citizens. He's going after big contracts, big businesses, and wasteful spending. That has nothing to do with the citizens. None of the citizens are going to be even affected by what he's doing. But if you keep listening to ABC, CNN, and all of these news outlets, that's what they keep spending. But they never really want to tell you the whole truth, because they was the ones also getting money, so they had to say what they was paid to say, not actually give you the facts. I don't trust the fact checks that they call fact checking. There is nothing CNN, ABC, CBS, MSNBC could ever say to me, because they have lied so much that I don't care what they have to say no more. They could be right and I wouldn't care. Because none of what they said has any merit, because they have lied over and over and over, and they've been caught in lies over and over and over so much that rarely have I gotten any truth out of them. That's why I'm at where I'm at. Watching them and seeing them getting caught up in their lies over and over is the reason why I'm where I'm at right now. So they have no validation with me. Zero. They said all Trump supporters were racist. They said Trump was a racist. They said Trump was a threat to democracy, but yet he's the only one followed democracy in this campaign. MSNBC, CNN, ABC, CBS, all of them. Obviously, you didn't watch none of that stuff. The View, all of them. They said Kamala Harris have all of this support, but they never told you that all of this support was getting paid. They said that Beyonce and all of them, Oprah wasn't getting paid no money to support Kamala Harris, but yet they were getting paid. And the list goes on. It's so much stuff, I don't even remember half the stuff. Yes. Yes. No, they said she didn't get paid. They said she didn't. The news said that she did not. MSNBC said she didn't. They said she ran a flawless campaign. The news said that Trump, over years, they've been crying, he's a threat to democracy. But yet, the Democratic Party didn't even follow democracy in this campaign. Who voted for Kamala Harris to be the front runner? When did the citizens get to vote for Kamala Harris to be the front runner of the Democratic Party? So as it relates to threat to democracy, they are the threat to democracy because they refuse to follow it. The very thing that they keep saying. They're the ones who was going after their political enemy, but never once proved any of the things that they was making up. And no one's holding them accountable for the stuff that they keep talking. They're the ones getting away with it. And that's why they where they at right now. But only time going to tell how bad this is going to get. I want Mitch McConnell to turn it. oh, that's what's up. RFK got approved. Great. Now we got somebody in office that can help make America healthy again. Starting with me. I got some things I need to stop doing, but it is what it is. But if you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. But again, I'm glad that he got approved. And here's my thing. He was a Democrat. Big RFK was a Democrat. Tulsi got approved, and she was a Democrat. Okay, what's wrong with that? It's an online narrative. What's wrong with that? Honestly speaking, I trust the online narrative by far more than I trust the news. Because honestly speaking, they have been the ones that's been right. All the conspiracy theorists have been by far more right than the news. So you're right. Call it what you want. They've been right. The news been wrong and the conspiracy theorists been right. They've been right. I'm trying to figure out why. I think it's shameful that the conspiracy theorists have been betting doing their 100 and the news outlets have been by far wrong. So my thing is this: what source are you checking? See, what y'all failed to realize, and Donald, I think you need to go check this one out. The news stopped telling you the truth a long time ago. Y'all just didn't realize it. See, I didn't get the fake news story from Donald Trump. The first time I started really paying attention is when Denzel Washington said the news was fake. That's where I started paying more attention. But he didn't say it the way Trump says it. What he said was, if you watch the news, you're misinformed. But if you don't watch it, you're uninformed. And he told the people, he said, you guys have a right, need to start telling the truth, but y'all don't. All y'all want to be is first. First. Sell it, sell it, sell it. First. That's what he said. No, they're not. No, they're not. And if they are, they haven't been doing it. They haven't been telling the truth about anything. Denzel Washington said it first. And they stopped telling the truth. And my thing is they don't have to tell the truth because there was no accountability to tell the truth no more. Democratic Party, there was no accountability to tell the truth anymore. I bet you now they will, because they'll be put on Front Street if they don't. See, the Democratic Party and these politicians wasn't holding them accountable for what they were doing, whether it's constitutional or not. What's up, Mike, in the building? How you doing, bro? God bless you. Tucker Carlson lost his job because he told the truth. And that's why Tucker Carlson, his platform by far exceeds the news outlets. That's why Joe Rogan's platform by far exceeds the news outlets. What's up, Gabriel? Thank you. Thank you. The news outlets right now, their ratings are sucked. They're in the 2. Why? Because they still want to, how what's your name said it on Fox, they still want to appeal to the 20% and ignore the 80%. And they can keep doing it. I'm good. The Democratic Party and the news. I'm good. Keep doing it. To the point where y'all don't exist anymore. Because until you ready to start telling the truth the way it's supposed to be told, I don't think, yes, you're right, Joyce. Tucker Carlson can get just about anybody. It doesn't matter where he's getting Joe Rogan is at. But you tell me Joe Rogan has a bigger impact on on social media by far than any one of these news outlets. And one thing is this, why Kamala Harris wouldn't go on this show? He invited her. Trump right now is probably the most popular person in the United States by far. And he still went on Joe Rogan's show and Tucker Carlson. Right now, there's no bigger name in America other than Trump. Elon Musk is probably the second biggest name right now floating around. He, again, went on these 2 shows. There's a lot of people that they fire from these news outlets the minute they start telling the truth. They don't want you to tell the truth. They want you to tell what they paid you to say. We didn't tell you to say that. And when Tucker Carlson started questioning stuff and said the truth, that's why he got fired, because he told the truth. Same reason why anybody that tells the truth, they met with hostility and anger, because the other side, which is moved and motivated by Satan, don't like truth. That's why Jesus was on that cross, because he told the truth. That's why Martin Luther King was murdered, because he told the truth. Malcolm X was murdered because he told the truth. And all the people that get up there and stand up for truth get slaughtered. So there's extreme danger on your life when you start telling the truth. The minute you start telling truth, look what happens. What's up, Jason? How you doing? God bless you. God bless you. That's what happens when you start telling truth. You met with hostility. And there's a good chance when you start telling truth and exposing truth, you will probably get killed, murdered. And Trump, unfortunately, survived it. Well, fortunately, he survived it. But look what happened. They tried to kill him. Ronald Reagan, they tried to kill him. And some didn't make it. But the minute you start talking truth, the minute you start exposing truth and talking truth, you're going to meet with extreme hostility because nobody likes the truth. The truth makes people uncomfortable. And it brings out anger in them. That's why there's an old saying, you can't handle the truth. Because the truth will set you free. But a lot of times people don't like the truth. You go tell somebody the truth about this, so the first thing you're going to get out of them is anger and mad. And if they got some sense, eventually they'll deal with it and come back and say, you know what, you was right. I was tripping. Appreciate you for telling me the truth. But that initial point, you're going to be met with hostility. It's been in a movie, but I've heard that long before that movie came out. That's been part of my life. That's just an old saying, but it has some merit to it. So you telling me, Donald, you ain't never had nobody tell you the truth and you ain't get mad about it? Yes, it does, Joyce. Yes, Jason, you're right. But anytime you tell somebody the truth, in most cases, they're going to get mad. And it don't matter what side of this you stand on, they're going to get mad. You're going to be met with hostility. You're going to be met with anger because they're not going to like the fact that you said the truth. But if you're a person and you really stand on truth, what's up, Gabriel? Harris actually lied on her first interview. I don't even remember her first interview. So so what did she lie about? Not that I'm trying to defend her because I really don't care for her at all. But what did she lie about? I mean, I know she lied about a lot of stuff. And that's the truth of the matter. But it's hard for me to stomach Kamala Harris because the level of intellect is zero. Yes. Yeah, I don't remember when she said you're right, Jace. I don't remember exactly what the interview was. Oh, yeah. She definitely lied about that. She definitely lied. It's funny. With the first story I heard, you're absolutely right. Yeah, and I actually watched that whole video of that lady, the one lady. It was a black lady with the glasses, and her daughter, I think she had health issues, and Kamala Harris threw her mother in jail because her daughter was truant, but her daughter had a lot of health issues. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Donald. Yeah, and her daughter had a lot of health issues, and Kamala Harris and them had to, go in and threw her in jail, and she had to fight this whole case all because of truancy. Meanwhile, her daughter's in and out of the hospital on a regular basis. I forgot what her daughter suffered from, but I remember the story. Donald, I'm not too sure what you mean. You gotta be A little more specific. I don't know. I have no opinion because I have no idea what you're talking about. Whatever. Whatever, Donna. But you know what, Don? I appreciate you. I really do. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I appreciate you. I really do, and I mean that. Real talk. I mean it. But yeah, but so she said that she didn't. Back to the story, she didn't put the black women in jail, but she did a lot of them. And the black men, she was really relentless. She was the OG of locking black men up. Kamala Harris, the OG of locking black men up. But it is what it is. I mean, we can't, unfortunately, she messed up a lot of lives. But, unfortunately, hopefully those people got their life back together and recap as much as they could. Because it was horrible, the stories that I was reading and listening to and some of the videos that I saw. And I just thought that was just like, and the fact that she laughed about it, I think was the worst part. That she thought that it was humorous. As opposed to being more sympathetic or even apologetic of what you did. It was just like, she thought it was funny. When you mess up somebody's life unfairly, that's not funny. And there's no reason for you to even sit back and laugh at something like that. But, it is what it is. That's why I'm glad she lost. And I'm glad she lost so bad the way she lost. And you know what? Okay, Donna. But you know what, Gabriel? God bless you people who came over here and did it the right way. And I hope the best for them and all. And that's my point, is that it's a slap in the face for the people that came over here and did it the right way, fought through all of that hard. And believe me, for someone to come over here the right way, that's not an easy task. That's a hard fought fight through that alone. But that tells me that you really want to be here. If it's that hard to get over here and you still want to go through that process, that means you really want to be here. And you deserve all that America has to offer. You're right, Donald, you are. But you know what, man? Honestly, but it's all good though. Like, honestly, Donald, it's all good. Because we need people on both sides to keep each other legit. Because, like, if everybody was on the side of MAGA and we had no oppositions, none, zero, no opposition, we need somebody to check them. And even if you maybe, subliminally or like quietly say, you know what, some things I do support, some things I don't. But that's the reason why we need a balance to that. You can't have everybody on one side and nobody on the other side to keep one side as honest as possible. And that's the way I think it's supposed to be. I don't think everybody should be on one side. We shouldn't have those. Now, I know I go in hard on the Democratic Party. I have my reasons. I mean, that's okay too. I agree. And you know what, Don, at the end of the day, I probably more closer to the middle than you realize. But my thing is this, I'm a type of person, if I need to change my mind, I'm going to change it. That's it. And so far what I'm seeing, and of course I don't have all the detail, none of us do, but I do love the transparency of what I'm seeing to give me a better perspective of what you have. It don't mean that they're being 100% honest, but I can only go by what you're giving me, just that I know. That's the only thing I can go by. So I have to trust either you lying to me or you're not. But so far, I'm seeing more of what I asked for and less of what I didn't. And that's why I stay on this train. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you, Don. I don't want you to ever think that I do not appreciate the fact that you take out your time to come on this live. Even if you 100% disagree with me, I still want you to know that I appreciate you. I really do. Because your time is valuable. You could be doing something else. You could be arguing with somebody else or disagreeing with somebody else. You can be arguing with somebody else or disagreeing with somebody else, but I don't want you to think that I take anything that we disagree with personally I much love for you because I appreciate you. Your time is just as valuable to you as my time is to me. And I know the fact that you spend a lot of time talking to me on these lives and us going back and forth for whatever the case may be. So don't think for a minute, that second, I don't appreciate you taking your time out to have these type of discussions. I really do. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Real talk. But you can still go on. We can still go on our disagreements and whatever we disagree with or sometimes agree with, because I know sometimes we actually do agree on some stuff like that Second Amendment. Me and you have the same stance. I am going to look it up when I get a chance. I get some time. Me and you technically have the same stance on the Second Amendment, and I'm gonna say the First Amendment and the Second Amendment. We both have the same stance for the most part. So there is some things we do actually agree on, as it relates to firearms. So there, in our conversation, we have found stuff that we personally agree on. Yes, you're right. Jason, you're right. Iron does sharpen iron. It does. And that's my whole point, is that's why. Oh, you are. Gabriel. And I prayed, if you really want to join the army, I prayed in the name of Jesus that you accomplish everything that you're trying to accomplish, that you get there and you stay safe and you be all right. And I hope you do the most wonderful job possible and you embrace it to the fullest. And that's real talk. Because it takes somebody with a lot of courage to join the army, knowing that you never know how it's going to go. But the fact that you want to give back to your country is a wonderful thing. And I'm quite sure that everybody else that's on this live feel the same way, that when you go into that army, we love you, we thank you, we hopefully, and God bless you when you make it there if you haven't already. And that's real talk. Oh, wow. God bless your family. God bless your family. God bless your grandfather. God bless your dad. That's a beautiful thing. And you keeping that legacy going. Thank you, Joyce. Hopefully they saw it. They see it. But we are, we as Americans, we're all Americans, whether we disagree or not. Politically, it doesn't matter. For all of us that are in America, we love you. We want to thank you. And we appreciate you doing what you're doing. And this moment right now is about you. And we pray that you stay safe, your family is safe, and all is well. And we love you for even thinking to make that type of sacrifice. We thank you. For real. That's real talk. And I don't think anybody on this live will have a problem with that. Yeah. You know what, Donald? Honestly, honestly speaking, those are new information to me. Like the Gaza stuff, and that's what's up. Like the Gaza stuff and the other stuff that they're talking about. Honestly, I have no real take on that stuff. I don't even know why we even. That's not something that really have an effect on me. I don't really have no opinion on whether we should, whether we shouldn't, whether it's necessary, whether it's not necessary. I really don't know, because I don't know enough details to know where that came from and what's the reason behind it so much. But I still have to do some homework on why we ended up there anyway, because that's the one thing, honestly, Donald, came new to me. Now, my question, Donald, you is, do you think we should do that? I mean, honestly, that's more control for America, I guess. But that one's kind of threw me for a loop, but I'm not really that too much. I don't feel no way here nor there. I don't. If it's in the best interest of our country, I'm all for it. Now the Panama Canal, I feel like we should have more control over. That's just my personal opinion. But the other stuff, I'm not too sure how that's going to play out. Thanks, Jason, for saying that. But yeah, man. Yes, we are, Jason. We are a Christian nation, definitely. It took a lot of homework for me to actually realize how much we were in my later years. But yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't say, like I said, I did not know that. So Gabriel, so do you think that's the reason why Trump won control of it? And maybe that's what Donald was probably hinting to when he said it. See, because I don't know that. I did not know that far. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I remember him saying something like that, but I just didn't get it. We. Oh, okay. Oh, you guys are educating me right now on stuff because honestly, we got life, we got things we got to do. So now it makes more sense why he was going after it. A little more sense, but I still have to. I try not to speak on stuff if I don't have a reasonable enough information about it. But yeah, all right, I get what you're saying now. Now it's starting to make more sense why he wants it. Okay, then it makes sense. Okay, it makes more sense to me. I mean, that makes sense why he would want it as a means of if we got that many terrorists over there and they still doing whatever it is that they're doing, and it's bad for them, and then they'll be under the American umbrella. That way they get the protection that they actually need over there to keep that part of Gaza Strip safe or whatever case may be. So I get it. I get it. If that's the case, then I get it. But I'm getting ready to get up out of here. I gotta go deal with life stuff. But I appreciate everyone that was on this live. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. And again, Gabriel, God bless you. Hopefully all is well. And like I always say, if you don't have Jesus Christ on your life, please get him. Cool. But yeah, if you don't have Christ in your life, please get him. That's outside of everything we talk about, going back and forth. It don't mean nothing without Christ. You gotta love Donald. Donald is the number one chat. He's number one in the chat right now. He the king of the chat right now. You gotta love Donald. Yes. Yes, and I pray for you. And I hope all is well. And please know, as I'm on the live, if you see me on the live, please let me know how things are going with you. I would love to know. And y'all guys, you're absolutely right, Jason. You said it faster than I could. That's exactly that's what it means. To keep government out of the churches, not churches out of the government. But it's all good. It's much love over here. It's much love over here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with a brother. I'll see y'all again probably Friday. Okay. You going to Mexico? Okay, Donald. Well, I'm praying for you safety, man. Wherever you go, I'm praying for your safety. Until the next time we all get together and have these conversations, I appreciate it. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. And y'all have a wonderful day. Peace. Be safe, Donald.